Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Trying to figure out how to clear my screen from something here. Yes, there we go. I'm still learning how to use this platform myself, so it's really kind of freaky. There we go. Actually, go down here.
Because of me.
Okay. So I see Debbie, I see Jeff, Ruth, Donna, Maggie. Lou, are you here? Okay, let's make sure everybody's on.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Good. You won't be able to see me. I guess I don't have a camera.
Who's that?
Donna?
Okay, Donna, are you using the phone in option?
No, I don't have a camera on my computer.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, that happens to me when I do it from work. So
Yeah.
I secretly do Zoom meetings from work. I go into Zoom meetings. That happens a lot to me. So that's okay. And let's see. Somebody, it looks like, called in instead of using, maybe that's you, Donna. Maybe it's just not integrating you with your.
Well, I can see everybody.
Yeah, that's fine. That's good. And Ruth, I'm going to unmute you for a little bit. Everybody can visit if you want to, because some of us are having a little reunion here.
Yeah. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Dad. How are you?
It's good to see you all again.
Good to see you too. So, Ruth, I don't hear you, and I don't hear Donna now. And
Do you hear me now?
Yes, you're back on.
yes, I hear you. Hello.
Okay.
Hi, Ruth.
Hi.
Hey,
Can
how you guys doing?
You can't see me, can you?
No, who's that?
Lou?
Oh, nope, I can't see you, Lou. Are you in the dark on purpose?
Yes.
And that's okay. A lot of the times when I do these meetings with other people who are hosting, often either I'll be at a computer that doesn't have a camera, or I just don't want anybody to see me, so I just take myself off the camera. But that's fine. You all do whatever you like. I just thought it would be fun to be able to, for those who did want to see and be seen, to use the video portion. And I actually had I was working on it today, but again, I'm still pretty new at the hosting of these. This is actually my first hosting. I was going to do a green screen thing behind me and have like outer space as my background, but it wasn't working. So I don't know, Jeff, maybe you can help me with that someday. You're computer guru, aren't you?
Turn my light on.
What I do know about this is I see you, Lou. I have that. So,
Turn my light on.
sweetie pie. What I can say is that what's cool about the way I've got it set up right now is whoever is speaking will pop up on the big screen. at least from my end, I think you can change your view too. So, hopefully that'll be kind of fun for you. So I'm just giving it a couple more seconds because I think I'm missing one person. So giving it another second. And thank you so much. First of all, can everybody hear me? That's the other thing. I can't get into my basement, obviously, on crutches. And my USB headset is down in the basement for some reason. And the only other people around in this house tonight are the dogs. So anyway, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. Fine.
Yes.
Just
By the way, Deb, that phone is not me.
that's not you. Okay, I don't know who the phone is.
So maybe that's your person you're waiting on.
Oh, can you hear me?
Who is that?
Hi. Yeah, this is
Jerry.
Kathy. I'm on the phone.
Oh, Kathy. Hi, Kathy. All
Hey,
right.
nice to hear you.
Cool. Now we know who it is. For those of you who are at the Bloomington CE5 retreat, that's Kathy Raven.
Hi, Kathy.
Oh, hey, Kathy.
So there are a few of you here who didn't go on the retreat with us, and so I apologize. We're not going to do a whole bunch of introductions or anything tonight, just to save time, but I do want you to all know that a lot of these people were together with me a few weeks ago up in Indiana, actually at Jeff's place, and where we saw tons of great extraterrestrial sightings and did a lot of interaction, and it was just a fabulous time. So thanks again, Jeff. I really appreciate it. And for those of you who couldn't,
it was fun.
yeah, for those of you who couldn't be with us, hopefully you'll get a little taste of some of the love tonight. So because I wasn't aware of it, but I guess the star teachers actually butted in to one of our evenings. I thought I was taking a nap, and so some of these guys have heard them talk before in real time. So what are you doing, Debbie? I see you.
I'm ready. I'm excited.
All right, so we are recording, and so when you get the recording link, forgive me, you can fast forward through this little first couple minutes of chit chat, but you'll each get a free recording with this too, so you can listen to this over and over again if you like, which I love about this.
Thank you.
Format.
We like chit chat. Chit chat.
Yeah, Donna, you like chit chat. I do too. So I'm trying to get the laptop to sit on my lap with a broken leg, so this is kind of weird. I'm just not set up right. So all right, I guess we'll just get started. And what I wanted to do tonight was just what I was told to do tonight, what I was encouraged heartily to do tonight, was to sit for you and allow my guides, the star teachers, to come through and give a message that they wanted to give everyone. And then we'll open the floor up for questions, and you guys can ask questions and actually interact with them. And then towards the end, we will have a little guided journey that will kind of bring us into a heart coherence state, a high frequency state, so that we can maintain that sense of love and oneness and just it's a very blissful state too, but it's a great state for being able to move forward in what I think we are all, going through, which is an ascension process and a great shift with Mother Earth and everything. So without further ado, I'm going to just go around the room and say your name, and then maybe you can just give a little 30-second blurb about who you are and why you're interested in this, or if you have had an experience like this or whatever, why you're here, okay? And then we'll get started because they're really knocking on the door now. So Donna, I'm going to start with you. You go ahead and just let everybody know who you are.
I'm Donna. And why I'm here is because I've always been interested in extraterrestrials. Star Trek and Bewitched were my favorite shows as a kid, and each night I sit and watch 3 episodes of Stargate Atlantis. So, What can I say? And that's because that's the only ones I have with me. So I kind of have a problem. But okay, the whole series is almost done, and then I'm gonna be good.
Oh boy, then we'll be on to something else.
That's right.
But Donna's been, she's been a really great student for a while with me, and a partner in healing and all kinds of things. She's got a lot of cool background, and she's really coming into her own now too. So I'm really delighted that you're here, Donna. Thank you. And then let's see, Debbie
Yes.
Baker. It's Debbie Sabbath Baker, right?
Yes.
Go ahead and let everybody know who you are and why you're here.
Okay, well, I'm discovering that I'm a starseed, and I've had some experiences with some strange phenomena, UFOs, and so on and so forth that led me on my journey. And I really feel like I'm being guided, and it has led me to you, the retreat where I met everybody else, LL Research. I'm really just opening up so many new things, and I'm so grateful. So thank you.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you too. You're a delightful new friend that I made up there, and I'm really glad that you're here. Thank you so much. Cool. And then Ruth?
Hey, I'm Ruth Zimmerman. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We should do introductions at the end when everybody's comfortable. That wouldn't make any sense,
This will get you
but anyway, just, I don't know. It's good to see everybody that I've met before, and nice to meet everybody that I haven't met before, but I've always been interested and have a feeling that I've had some experiences, but I'm not quite sure what they may have been, but just kind of wanting to dig into it further and learn more, learn about myself and learn about everything else.
Cool. Well, you were another person who I met up at our retreat. I just thought was an amazing soul. And did you ever find your phone, by the way?
No.
Oh my gosh. Her phone teleported somewhere else while we were at our retreat.
Yes, it did. And it was almost like it did. It was just the weirdest thing.
I still can't believe it. Well, I'm sorry about that, Ruth, but I'm glad you're here, and thank you so much. And I also appreciate everyone who's here being here tonight, because I know it's, this is the weekend before Halloween, and there's lots of parties, and there's all kinds of stuff going on, and or Samhain, and so I appreciate you guys being here tonight. Thank you so much.
We're supposed to be with you.
Great. And Lou, why don't we get to you? Are you still here? I can't see.
Yeah, I am. I turned the light off. My room is just not very conducive to this, but I'm here and I can see you just fine.
Good.
I don't know why I'm here. I've met you obviously, but I don't know anyone else, I don't think. Just curiosity. There you go.
Well, Lou, I'm delighted you're here. I think you may have met Donna at one of my events here locally before, but Lou.
Of course, we can't see each other.
Right. Lou, who those of you who may not know who she is, Lou's a master gardener, and Lou, you don't do it anymore, do you? Running those gardens at Unity? Or
No, I don't. I am complete with that. But I am also a permaculture designer. I'm a tree hugger. There you go.
Yes, we were so fortunate when we were in Bloomington to. One of our participants has a permaculture eco village up there, and she gave us a tour. And I just haven't had enough time, but I thought I would make an introduction to you and her very soon, so that you can, gab with each other. It was just mind-blowing, the stuff that she's doing up in her place, and it's mind-blowing what you've done in your career, and I'm really excited about more of us doing this kind of work. This is what our teachers are actually trying to strive to get us to do, is to bring Earth back into harmony and balance, and permaculture is the way to do it, for sure. at least one of the best ways. So thank you for being here, Lou. And thanks for being so open-minded.
You know what? I have all my life, I have been called to weird things. People say weird things. I think it's just pretty normal for me, but I think there are people out there, and I'm wanting to know about it.
Well, there are, and there's just so much more to life than what we see in our everyday, routine, and so that's part of the work I do, is to just try to get people to be a little bit more open-minded so that they can have those experiences, because they're very deep and rich, and I think they're worthwhile. So thank you for being here. And then Jeff?
Well, I have various ET connections, lots of contact experiences. I'm trying to improve my ability to listen telepathically and understand and have confidence in what I'm hearing, so I can, I guess, do what I need to do better. And I always like to hear what the star teachers have to say. So that's why I'm here.
Cool. Well, Jeff has for those of you who don't know Jeff, he has a great book called Paths to Contact that's been out a few years, and it's a compilation of a lot of people that have had great ET contact and have initiated that, and they've written their stories in his book. He's a wonderful author and just a delightful person anyway, but and extremely powerful in his own right. He's really humble, and so he won't say anything, but I had some cool experiences with Jeff up in Bloomington too, and he's a great teacher and just a great human being. So thank you so much for being here, Jeff. You could be doing all kinds of other cool stuff on Saturday night. Maybe kicking up your heels with your wife, Amy. I don't know where she is, but she's probably doing something feisty.
Oh, she's around. She poked her head in, and it kind of looked like she wanted to sit in on this, and then she left. So if it's okay with you, I might go grab her and bring her down.
Please do. I can't remember if I put that in my little note to you. I wanted her to be here, so if she's here, just have her come and sit down. Yeah, we'd love
Yeah,
it.
I'll just take a second and do that.
Yeah, alrighty. Thanks. And then, let's see, Maggie, are you here still? I can't see you, Maggie. I've got to scroll.
Yes.
There you are.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can hear you great, Maggie.
All right. Yeah, I'm here out of curiosity, and also I trust you and the spirit guides, and you were very right on about me and my relationship that ended, and it's just been very comforting to hear what you have to say, and you just helped me tremendously. So I wanted to join again the group. So yeah.
Wonderful. Maggie, thank you so much for being here tonight.
Sure.
Maggie's been working with me for the past couple of months, and she's just another delightful soul who's opening up to all kinds of really cool adventures in her life, new beginnings, and a lot of doing. So it's been really cool to get to know you, Maggie, and I'm so glad that you're here tonight. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks. So Jeff, is she coming down?
Oh, I don't know. She's kind of comfy on the couch with a book right now, so she might.
Well, she can always listen to the recording. For those of you who don't know Jeff's wife, Amy, she's a firecracker, and I love her spirit. And she was also a really great person to be with at our retreat. We all had some great fun together. And I know that we're going to have some good fun tonight, all of us as a group. So before we get started and let the teachers start talking, does anybody have any questions about anything, about this process tonight, or about what we're going to do, or anything like that? Save your questions for the teachers for when they start talking. Everybody cool?
Yes.
And is everybody comfortable?
Yes.
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 Okay, so the one thing I can say is that, try to be as comfortable as you can. And if you feel like turning your lights off or, or even taking your video off, that's fine. I'm not going to mute everyone during this part of the session because I want people to be able to ask questions, but I will ask that you wait until the person who's talking finishes, and then, then each person take their turn. But everybody is certainly allowed to ask a question or have a conversation with the teachers after they give their initial message, which is usually how they work when I do these group things. They usually like to kind of give a little educational piece, and then they open up the floor for questions. Is everybody cool with that?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All righty. Well, what I'd like for us to do, that's the other bell and whistle that I don't have set up in here just because I'm having trouble getting around normally, is usually I have some cool music playing that kind of gets us in the mood. But we're sans music tonight. So what I'd like for you to do is just kind of get comfortable, and let's just close our eyes and take a few deep breaths together to kind of come into a group coherent state. And I will ask that you turn your phones off, if you will, your devices, and unless you're using your phone to be on the thing, just turn your notifications off. Just start to kind of come down. And just relax. Deep breath. Just let yourself settle in. Let the world fall away. And even though we are, some of us, many hundreds of miles away from each other, allow yourselves to kind of feel as if you are sitting in a circle with this group, maybe even holding hands. And just feel the beautiful unity of this group. We know that in these events, no one is here by accident. Those who are here together and those who will be listening to the recordings later, who can't be with us, are here on purpose to work with each other on some level. And so I hope that you can start to feel each other just a little bit as far as a unified group, kind of brother and sisterhood. I know that you're here to do some really excellent work tonight and to also have some fun and to just let all the heaviness of life fall away. That's great. And as you're relaxing, I'm going to allow myself to let go, and we'll let the teachers start whenever they're ready. You may or may not hear any difference in my voice. You're going to be using my voice. But do be aware that when you ask a question, they will answer, and sometimes they'll answer in a very direct manner. And depending on how they read the group, they may use colorful language, they may use humor, or they may be very serious. Just never know how they're going to take the group. So just take another deep breath in and let it out. And we'll begin. And so greetings to all of you. We are the teachers, or at least that is what our partner has asked us to define ourselves with a name, and we have given her that name. We are actually a group of your children's 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 children. You are our ancestors, and we are so grateful to you for being here today and being who you are, for we would not be who we are were it not for you. We greet you with great humility and with kinship and with love, and with a depth of being that we hope is starting to permeate your own energy fields so that you can feel the deep love, the joy, and the delight that we take in this union. We're here tonight to gather a special group of you together, those who are here presently in the live telling of our tale, and those who will be listening later on, remembering that time and space are really just human mind constructs, that they do not exist, that everything is happening all at once, forever, all the time. Everything is entangled and infers a connection to everything else. And so, really, those who are not here now in your sphere are here with us, and we greet them as well. We're very delighted to be able to speak with you tonight, to give you a message of upliftness, of joy, and of hopefulness. We know that you are currently experiencing a lot of what we would call labor pains from Mother Earth, both planetary, ecologically, and then culturally, with the human race starting to seemingly break apart into insanity. However, that's not the case. What's happening is there is a lifting of the frequency of your planet, of our planet. Mother Earth, dear Gaia, is growing into a 5D entity, moving away from the 3D life that you are used to. And she is putting on her pseudo light body, as are you. You may notice changes in your own bodies, in your own ways of doing things, in your own ways of thinking. And you might be feeling very confused. You hear all of these messages about the ascension process and how everyone is going to move into a more utopian society soon, and that things are always going to be much better than they are now. And yet all around you, all that you seem to spoon-fed by your media and by your physical senses is negativity, violence, and greed. However, that is just the ultimate end of the old age before it starts to crumble, dissipate, and move on into a transmuted state. So have no fear. And in fact, that's why we have you here tonight. What we'd like to do is help you to learn how to raise your frequency to such a high state that these things will not bother your conscious awareness. You'll still be aware, and you'll still be able to relate to them in a positive manner, to be able to help in response to people in need, or to take care of the planet in the ways that you can. And all the cuckoo stuff that happens on that planet.
I can't stop that.
We love that. We love that. What a great invention. However, what you see and what you're experiencing are merely just the clarion call for what is to come, which is just the opposite. We know that seems counterintuitive right now, with all the disasters, with all of the people who are prophesying the end of the world or the end times or apocalypse, cataclysms. Please don't listen to that. Keep your frequency high, follow your joy, and help others to be uplifted as much as possible. When you do these things, you will help with the ascension process, and all will move forward as is planned. Remember, we would not be living in the fairly utopian existence that we live in now, but not for the things that you are doing in your time right now. We would not be here. We would not be living in barely physical light bodies, able to bilocate to any place we like at any time. We would not be able to enjoy the beauties of life and live just being creative guides and uh, delightful children, basically, were it not for what you're doing now. We're here to tell you that you are on the right path and to trust your hearts with a capital T. Always trust what your heart says. It's a far bigger and more intelligent brain than that thing in the crown of your head is. So, we wish you well. We hope that you can enjoy the experience of interacting with us. We ask you to please be respectful with each other as you ask your questions one by one, and let another person finish talking before you ask your question. And we promise a very great time tonight together. Thank you. And so we're here to answer questions. Is there anyone brave enough to be the first one?
So what techniques are you is there for us to do to help keep our frequency high?
Wonderful. The end part of this program tonight, you'll be given a very good one. It's called Heart Coherency. Keeping your heart coherent with the frequency of both Mother Earth and what we call the cosmic heart will be a great protection against the negativity that is, always impeding your energy field, but is also going to open you up in even on a DNA level. As you continue to practice it, you're going to help with the rewiring process, if you will, of your own DNA, so that your crystalline light body will start to be more developed. The other things that we can really recommend to you as humans still with one foot in the 3D world and the other in the 5D world, almost like your shaman do. Your shamans do that. They walk between two worlds a lot. But it can be very confusing. Some of the other things you can do to help balance that and not get confused or pulled down into the tar pits of other people's negativity are always practicing as much as possible deep meditation, however you see fit to do that. Perhaps, for some people that doesn't mean sitting still and with their eyes closed and breathing. Some people like to walk in nature. Some people like to get lost in a creative pursuit such as painting or making music or sitting with their crystals. Whatever puts you into that flow state where you don't notice time going by, where you feel at one with the universe, that's meditation. And we highly recommend that as your very foundational practice for all the rest of these things that we're going to be talking about. Also, we highly recommend just making it a practice to make everything a sacred act. Act as if you are a holy person. And by that we don't mean be dogmatic or judgmental or acting with spiritual elitism. It's just the opposite. Act with humility, act with grace. If you have to wash the dishes, make it a beautiful sacred act of gratitude that you had food to eat, that you had a utensil to eat it with. If you are leading a group in a drum circle or chanting or something, really raise a ruckus, really enjoy yourself to the fullness. Let that be part of your spiritual practice as well. Each person's going to choose something different. For some people, it's cooking. For others, for some people, it is volunteering. For some people, it is just being a good parent. And we shouldn't say just, that's one of the most important things you can do. And the other thing you can do is to take extra good care of the physical body that you have now. And those of you who are here right now already know what to do. We don't need to preach about that. But don't get so tied up in your diets and your what you're not supposed to be doing and doing that it becomes a joyless pursuit. Let it be something as an act of creativity. Be the sculptor of your own life. All right. So just as a sculptor would be in a meditative pursuit, creating a beautiful sculpture, let that be part of your practice as well with your body. And also being in a place of acceptance and surrender. Those two words get kicked around a lot. They have a bad rep. The acceptance part is allowing people to be them, okay? Allowing each person to be who they are in the moment, and not letting them walk all over you, but not trying to change them in any way. Just love them for who they are. And surrender doesn't mean giving up. It means allowing the flow of life to unfold before you, because you trust that your heart and your soul are guiding you in the correct path. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, to be more specific, any meditation practice, any practice that helps you take care of your physical body as it goes through these changes, and any practice that helps you stay connected to all of the living beings on your planet and beyond are the things that are going to help you through this most. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Did we answer your question correctly? Does it help?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
There may be more later.
I have my daughter's boyfriend is having a lot of problems with depression and anxiety right now, and he's wanting to get put on medication, and I keep trying to say meditate, and basically you answered that in the fact because he writes music and he's an artist. So I tried to point my daughter in a direction to try and have him use that as an outlet, that he doesn't have to sit with his legs crossed and
Yes.
and with his eyes closed. Okay.
Yes, and that brings a good point, my dear, because not everybody meditates the same way. Our partner, who's speaking for us tonight, is married to a musician who has a great deal of resistance to sitting in the quiet. He likes sound. And so his meditation is simply getting lost in the music. And it's fine, because that's where his soul just blossoms. And so, to help your friend's depression, just encourage him to be more of himself, and really allow him to express himself without intruding. I think that's something that happens to those of us who are in the healing arts, or like we are guides to you. We want to interfere all the time, and because we know there are certain things that could help, but they may not be helpful to every single person that we're trying to help. So allowing that person, accepting them for who they are, and allowing your horizon of awareness to expand enough to see, to really see, and then to trust that you're getting the right information about what's good for them, and maybe just give some subtle hints or some gentle encouragement in that way. So you answered your own question. Basically, the music is great for him. It'll give him lots of joy. So
yeah, and that's where I need to learn is to trust myself more, and what I do get, and it's hard for me to decipher the difference between what might be a thought from my brain or a thought coming in from the universe.
mm-hmm.
That way.
And we can tell you there's a really simple way to discern one from the other. We don't like to act as though there is a separateness between you and the universe, because we like to spell the universe YOUNIVERSE.
Okay.
So we tell our partner to call it the big self, or when we're having fun with her, we just call it big. So enjoy connecting and trusting with your big. And when there's a thought that's coming from your mind, often it will feel like it's connected to some sort of judgment or connection to logic that came up from your past, usually attached to a fear-based state. Okay.
Okay.
Information that comes from the YO universe, from your big, usually feels there's a sense of excitement or joy or love or just this chime, if you will, going off in your heart and your head that, yeah, I'm on the right track. Start trusting that, even though some of the information you're getting might not seem very logical. The more you trust it, the more you'll start to see evidence that it's worth trusting, and you'll build your power in that way to where you don't ever even worry about it. And you're already there. You're already there. You know it. You've just been so modest for your life and had people tell you that it's immodest to say that you know what you know. And so it helps to reinforce that second guessing. But don't worry about it. You're going to be great. So you are great.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Anyone else?
Deb,
Yes.
me, Donna.
Hi, Donna.
Hi. So, oh, sorry. I guess you're not Deb. Well, you're Deb. Anyway, star teachers. Sorry. So recently I was in a healing session, and I was told, actually Wednesday, I was told that 2 aspects were allowed to be brought down into me and integrated. And I was wondering if there was any information on that, because I've been wondering what aspects they were and if they had anything to do with what I'm going to be doing in May.
Yes, one of them is the first thing is very powerful, and that is the power of your voice. And we're not talking about just talking, we're talking about singing or chanting. There's something to do with your voice that you know you are supposed to do, and it is going to be very inspiring to others, and it will help others who are, let's say, more shy in their personalities than you are, to also come forward and join in with their voices. There's some very deep work that's going on in different places of your world right now, in your society, where people are getting ready to, or are raising their voices together in song or in chanting to help raise the frequency of culture and Mother Earth, and to bring us into that ascension state. So that's one of the aspects. You're going to be given more power with your voice, more trusting that it is pure and beautiful. And then the other aspect is the power of medical intuitiveness, if you will. You're going to be able to actually be able to scan someone with your eyes or your hands here very soon, if you're not already doing it, and actually be able to pinpoint things that a person might need to know. But you're also being given the gift of knowing when to do that and when not to. In other words, only doing it when asked. Does that make sense?
You know, that makes so much sense, because I'm going to be singing the pineal toning in Cryon's choir. So that makes sense why that would come down. And I believe that CJ is going to start teaching medical intuitiveness. So,
oh, very cool.
Yeah, so it totally makes sense. Is it any particular past life that the aspect came from? I guess I really don't understand the point of the aspects being brought down. Like, is it
well,
past life?
Remember, there are no past lives. They're all happening.
Okay, alternate.
But really what you're doing is you're focusing frequencies that are pertinent to what you need right now in the moment of now, and in the very closely related moments of now that are coming up in what we call your linear mind thinking. So to use your terminology, yes, of course you've done this before in other realities, and you are continuing to do them. And because your frequency is raising to a certain place, a certain rate of oscillation, these other gifts from your other realities are starting to bleed through and help to affect the one that's here so that it's amplified. You know, it's again, what's happening in this ascension process is we are all becoming less fragmented from the big, you know, us, the big universe. When we ascend to a different level, as you are as humans, from 3D to 5D, you're pulling together, pulling in more of yourselves. Does that make sense?
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I
So
just want to know how to trust it because it just seems so like Star Trek and Stargate Atlantis.
well, you know, stop living in Hollywood and start making your own
Okay, I get you.
cool movies, right? With your life. I mean, we're not saying give up on your fun time because those are fun things to watch, but remember not to judge what's happening and what you're developing within yourself by what Hollywood tells you you're supposed to be doing, okay? Because you're way more advanced than any of that stuff.
And you know I know that, so.
Yeah, I mean, you're fantastic. But again, just like Debbie was asking, how do I trust? Again, you know, the barometer of that is, am I questioning what I'm getting because it relates to my response to something that's happened in my past that was, you know, had a negative or fear-based foundation? You know, otherwise, if it makes you feel happy, excited, if it makes the other people around you vibrate at a higher frequency, in other words, they light up when you walk in a room, to do what it is that you are not sure is right to do, you just keep doing it. Trust that that's coming from your big, okay, from your higher self, from those parts of yourself that are starting to gather into the part that is you in this now.
I'm so excited. Thank you.
Good. The symbolism that we can give you is, have you all ever seen, you know, what happens when you drop mercury onto a surface and it turns into little silver beads and goes all over the place? But if you allow it to be still for a little bit, usually the seeds, the little balls start to come back towards each other and they make one big ball again. Okay? Or if you ever watched a Terminator movie where that liquid metal guy did that, that's the symbolism that we're trying to get across to you that's happening now, not just to you, Donna, but to all human beings. As you raise your frequency, you cannot help but pull more of yourselves into this one, this focus, so that you're more powerful and more capable to do, you know, greater things, what some people would call superpowers, or what the yogis call siddhis. Okay?
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, and bless you. Bless you for that work. Next.
Well, I have a question.
Certainly.
My question is this: do I have my own spirit guide? And if I do, how do I communicate with my spirit guide? And how do I know that I'm communicating?
Well, sure. Everybody has guides. I mean, guides are, again, those really, if you want to get to the nth degree, guides are just other levels of you that are you're starting to be able to communicate with, because your frequency is becoming higher, your awareness is becoming more expanded. Okay? People don't see guides, or they don't get inspirations until they do certain things, and all of a sudden they're vibrating a different rate of frequency and they get inspired, or they start to get visions, or they start to have interactions with higher beings in dreams or in meditations, or maybe they wake up in the middle of the night and there's a star being standing next to their bed saying howdy do. You know, that's how it happens. But how do you trust? Again, this seems to be a theme with this group tonight. How do you trust the very same things that we talked about a while ago? You know, ask yourself why you're questioning what you're getting. And does it have any relation to something that's happened to you in your past, if you want to use that word, that is attached to a fear-based belief system that you no longer are served by? But if what you're getting is information that just comes out of the blue that makes you feel giddy with happiness or excited about sharing or interested in researching more, then that is coming from, you know, a guide from something that is not right there in that human noggin. So, and usually
Right.
we'll have some sort of sense.
I think I'm sorry. I think I'm just impatient. I want something quicker than it probably is going to happen, and I need to keep working at that.
Well, you know what? People say they need to work at this, and what we say is you need to just lighten up, Margaret. All right? Because if you're relaxed, if you're not trying, that's when you're going to have the best success. And part of the process that we're going to take you through here later on will help you get to that place where you're going to be able to understand a feeling state. And when you get into that feeling state, it's going to help you relate to the higher information that's coming and to trust it. What we find in your culture is, you know, it's been pounded into your heads that you have to do your best. You have to try your hardest. You have to work, or you're not going to get any kind of benefit out of life. And it is not quite the truth. What we are here to tell you is, in an ascended level of being, you try less and you allow more. Okay? So relaxing and just letting it come to you and not judging it by what people in books have told you it should feel like, what people in Hollywood have tried to tell you it's like. Just go inside to your heart, and we're going to teach you how to do that pretty soon, and be there for a while and just swim around and just allow yourself to relax and let come what comes. We're also saying don't deny what comes to you in the dream state. Don't deny what comes to you as you're, you know, perhaps asking a question to the universe or whatever in meditation, and you don't seem to be getting an answer, and you get up and you're kind of frustrated, but you're like, okay, I'm not going to try hard right now. He just told me to relax, go outside, take a walk, and maybe a bus drives by you with a billboard on the side that has words on it from an ad that are absolutely speaking to you and giving you the truth to your answer to your question. So be open to having your answers coming from everywhere, and usually not from where you think they were going to come from. Don't be attached to an outcome, and certainly don't be attached to how that outcome happens. You must learn to trust. If you're going to be an ascended being, and you are, or we wouldn't be here, remember, we're trying to tell you the truth here. If you're moving toward being a more ascended version of yourself, you have to relax and trust that you are creating every moment, every breath with great wisdom and perfect, perfect guidance from your soul. Does that help, Ruth? I know it probably isn't,
Thank you.
We can't give you a blue pill and all of a sudden you're starting to talk to spirit guides. It wouldn't be very
I may
fun.
want that some days, but yeah.
It wouldn't be very fun that way. But
No, I know.
I can tell you
Right.
that you're communicating with your guides all the time, but you second guess them because you're believing more the people around you who've always told you that that's bullshit and that that it's not right. So shedding of those old belief systems, shedding of those old attachments to other people's fear-based dogmas, that's where you're going to be in the real success of this. And you're doing it, you know. You don't have to go around and be evangelical about it and try to convert everybody else to it. Just be yourself and enjoy the ride. You're doing great. And, you know, if we have to be really blunt, who are you talking to now?
Yeah, this is true. I was thinking more like, you know, at my house for me, you know.
On a personal level?
Guess on a personal level, like when I'm having a bad day, I could say, hey, you know.
We'd be happy to visit you at any time. So,
Thank you.
And that's the other thing we have to tell you is you must be really open to it and out of a state of fear, because, you know, guidance from higher levels doesn't want to come in and freak you out. So you have to really let go of your own fears about, you know, ooh, how would I react if some dude just showed up in my bedroom talking to me about the future?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. As much as we think we want it to happen right now, the reality may be something entirely different.
Exactly. We will tell you that our partner here in maybe a week or two is going to be offering another one of these kind of events over this particular system with developing your telepathic or psychic abilities, your psi abilities, and being able to communicate with your guides better. So you may want to come in on that. It might be just tailor-made for you. Okay?
All right. Thank
In the
you.
meantime, know you're doing it. We're here to tell you you're talking to somebody right now.
Yes, this is.
Okay. You want us to follow you home? After this, all right. Does that help?
Yes, it
All
does.
right. And we'll continue to work with you, Ruth. So don't be afraid. You hear voices, that's us.
Okay.
Anyone else?
I have a question.
Yes,
our adopted son is having some trouble coping with Earth life. He's a starseed. His star family watches over him pretty closely, from what I've seen. He's having trouble coping with Earth life, and I'm trying to figure out how to help him cope and how to help guide him along a path that would be consistent with his purpose. What could you tell me?
your son is actually doing very well. It just doesn't look like it according to how you've been, how should we say, molded to accept how young ones come up in the world. We understand that you have, you know, some trepidation over even the safety of this person that you love, right? You don't want them to harm themselves or to be, you know, unhappy in their life. What happens with young star seeds especially is that they're vibrating at such a high rate of frequency, and we know you know this, that they are extremely sensitive, and they're taking in too much information really for what the physical body was meant to bring in. They come in with so much more capacity. Thankfully, though, this process that's happening now is helping to recalibrate not just them, but all of you. The way you can be most supportive to him is, you know, again, the advice that we were giving to your friend Debbie is to be accepting of the person right where they are and to not guide too much, but also to offer to be there for them if you can. Now, in particular for him, being really open to knowing what is of greatest interest to him, and perhaps participating without intruding, at least in conversation with him about it, asking him what he enjoys about it, asking him how you can best support him in his enjoyment of life, rather than how can we help you assimilate into this world better so you're more comfortable. How can we best partner with you to share in what brings you joy? And sometimes that's very hard because you may not be connected at all to what brings him joy, and you may even think that it's harmful, the things that bring him joy. But again, we have to express to you, you must be very open and unattached to the outcomes of these things, knowing that just making that open-ended offering to a person, and they may say, well, there's nothing you can do, they may not even be open to hearing what you have to say. It pinks away at the armor and plants little seeds of thought in their brains. There's a lot going on with him in his human brain, but there's a lot more going on in his heart. He has a great purpose. He is working his way towards being more purposeful and being more joyful in his purpose. He's confused right now as to how to survive in this world and be happy and still be who he is. If there was ever someone who felt like an alien on the planet, it's your adopted son. So, being open, being encouraging, but also just allowing him to kind of guide the process with you as you try to explore doing something together, anything together. Ask him, what brings him the greatest joy, and what is it about that brings him joy, and just have that kind of a conversation with him. And then don't say too much, don't push it, and then later in your meditation, in your own surrender and allowing, things are going to come to you as inspiring to you to help him. We're not giving you specifics here because he's the one who has to give you the specifics. Does that help at all?
Absolutely.
Can we clarify more for you? We all of us living beings have free will. So we're not going to sit here and tell you exactly what has to be done for this child. He's the creator.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you're the creator. He's the creator of his reality. But you can co-create together. And he really does want to. He's just a little bit confused right now. And he's a highly excitable boy at this point. So he can be distracted by his excitements. Helping him by just having a conversation about what excites him or brings him joy will help him focus on one thing at a time. And that's very helpful for his purpose.
Okay.
Does that help?
Yeah.
Thank you. Anything else?
Completely separate question. I've had a dream, and I know a lot of people who have also had a dream about the sky being full of spaceships. What can you tell me about that? Lots of different spaceships, very different kinds of spaceships, parading across the sky in a stately way.
Mm-hmm. When are they not?
Well, this has a feeling of something unique and
Yes.
visible to everyone.
You're speaking of a global disclosure kind of event.
Yes.
And we're here to say that, yes, that, it's always happening. There are vehicles, there are craft in your atmosphere and above it all the time because it's a very busy universe. And there are many dimensions that contain those types of things. They're very close to the frequency of this earth, and so they have physical craft. Because we have physical craft at times, we use it when it's necessary to interact with, our human partners because they have the need to see something physical or to experience that. However, we're here to say that most of us don't use craft. We just change our location, which is changing the address of who we are and then we're there. And we know that doesn't explain a lot, but you'll get it soon. You're getting this information in downloads, all of you, and you will get it soon. Now, to go back to the disclosure event or the big event that you're referring to, yes, it's imminent. It is the same event that many of your prophets are talking about and have talked about, where as the Earth gets closer to the galactic center, the Earth's frequency is changing and thus changing and helping to rewire Mother Earth and her inhabitants into 5D beings, essentially, right? And so when this happens, this event, there have been all kinds of prophecies. There'll be millions of spaceships showing up in the sky all at once, and everybody will finally go, oh yeah, lots of us were right, and lots of us were silly for trying to cover this up, and we already knew it, or, oh wow, I can't believe those people were right and I was wrong. It doesn't matter. What we're here to tell you is that the event is real, it's happening. Everybody has a different name for it, and everyone has a different, I believe, attachment to how that will happen. And you will get exactly what your belief attachment allows you to see. So if your vision of the event is seeing millions of spacecraft and having who are your star brothers and sisters actually, being in physical form, interacting with you and helping to change the Earth in a very expeditious fashion into that new 5D new Earth, Mother Gaia, that utopian age that you're looking forward to, that's exactly what you're going to get. If your friend down the road who is a, dyed-in-the-wool Bible Belt Christian believes in what their Bible's Revelation story says, they were most likely going to see the event as, cataclysmic types of things happening first, and then angels coming down from the sky and taking people upward to some place of bliss. Again, it's still the ascension process. There will be others who, see humans turning into orbs of light and disappearing right in front of their very eyes. Or they will no longer, just be noticing, hey, some folks are not in my sphere anymore, and there's less anger and greed and corruption around me. I must have shifted into another place. So each person is going to have their own version of this awakening, what we call the event. When you are talking more about having disclosure of, everyone understanding that ET beings actually exist and that you are not alone, that the old ways of human culture are no longer valid because they were means of control by fear and lies and so forth. Yeah, that's a big part of it. If that's what your focus is, it's going to be kind of meaningless no matter what if you attain the nirvana state. And we're also here to tell you that that's an evolutionary process too. There is no brass ring at the end of all of this. We're still evolving. We're still expecting an event state in our frequency as well, even though what we have is what you would call a utopian lifestyle. There's so much more to look forward to. But in your case, and in the case of many of the people who are sitting here in this virtual room with you, of course you're going to see millions of spaceships in the sky, and you're going to interact with star beings in a physical sense and telepathic sense. And you are going to literally see the corruption of your world just dissolving before your very eyes. People will turn on a dime. And there will be some people who don't want to participate in that. And so they'll stay in the frequency of Earth that you're in right now. You know, there are always some who do. This process is not the first time it's happened. This process has happened, has gone on since time began, if you want to use the word time. This is how it's done. And even though you're going to be in an enlightened state, in a more euphoric existence, part of your work, if you will be to be us to them. What we are to you, you're going to be to them. And so it is. And as they continue on in their frequency and they continue to have more generations of people and go through whatever they're going through, eventually they will come to another event state, and we will, some of them send in the frequency and some will decide not to. So it's a continual process. But if you're really asking about, will there physically be millions of spaceships in the sky when this all comes to a head? Yeah, you will. You'll see them. And a lot of the people around you will, because you're all resonating in the same frequency. And that's what's going to bring you your greatest joy and your greatest sense of fulfillment in what you're doing now. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We're happy to say we're going to be involved in that, so we already are. But what we were talking about at the beginning here before we started our question and answer process is, remembering to not get mired down in what other people's excitement can turn into kind of a dark thing. They get pulled back into their old dogma, even unconsciously, of, travail must happen before any wonderful thing happens. In other words, the earth has to kind of split herself apart, all kinds of natural disasters, nuclear war, we're going to blow each other up, there's going to be poverty and hatred and worse things to come, and then the event's going to happen. Well, for people who really believe in that, that's going to be their experience, I guess. But you're so far above that this is not going to be your experience. So unless you allow yourself to get drawn back down into their level, which we're here to say, there's no way in hell you're going to do that. You're just too far up there. We all have our days where we get down a little bit in our frequency, but your frequency's high, Jeff, and you're going to be one of the way showers rather than be one of the people, trying to scrabble and point your fingers and say, look, why don't you see what I see? Okay. So be excited. It's imminent. And haven't you already seen millions of spaceships in the sky?
Oh, a few, yeah.
Humble being that you are.
A few.
Remember to not just look with your eyes when you go outside.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Does that answer everything for you tonight? At least what you wanted, the most important thing?
Mm-hmm. I had one other question. It's kind of already been answered, but it's about remembering more about who we are in other existences, and it's seems to be gradually happening, and I'm wondering. See, I'm impatient, and I keep being told to be patient and to be calm, but I don't like to do that. So I'd like to remember more about other existences and how I know things that I shouldn't know and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. again, you know, there are practices you can engage in to help you with that. And you already do some things, but again, just a reminder that our partner is going to be doing something here in a week or two that will help you perhaps kind of hone in on that. She's one of the most impatient people we know. It's been really fun working with her because, you know, she wants everything right now. If she got everything right now that she wanted, she'd have been killed by an elephant dropping through the ceiling long ago. But, you know, there are reasons why things happen more slowly than your thoughts or wishes in the third density. And it is exactly for that purpose. I mean, if you got everything that you wanted right when you wanted it, there would be so much discord and confusion because the material world, the matter, is a slow moving frequency. And so those things aren't very resonant. So you kind of have to work them together a little more slowly. And those of you who are of a higher frequency are usually more impatient than other people. It just kind of goes with the territory. But, you know, if you allow yourself to be in a flow state and you start to, you know things or think about things that haven't come out of what you know are this experience in this body in this, you know, age, then you must trust that you're having what we call bleed through. You know, in other words, one of your quantum twins is talking to you, one of your other selves, and allow it to happen. You know, it's okay to converse with them. The process, there's a cool process where you can literally merge with that twin, that other part of you, and receive what they have, and it will literally alter your DNA in this body, and you'll be able to bring that into this particular focus. So we have a feeling you already know how to do that, but again, it comes down to a matter of trust. And all of you have been programmed over this lifetime and many others that are close to it that, you know, you have to trust in some authority to tell you that you're getting what you're getting, to believe it. You know, if you can envision it or think it, you can do it. That's who you are. It's already done. In one of your realities or more, you've already accomplished it. So, you know, if you want to connect with any of your other selves, just sit in meditation for a moment. There goes one of those spaceships. And then allow yourself to feel the feeling state, Jeff. And we're talking to all of you now. Allow yourself to feel the feeling state of joining with and receiving information from one of your or several other of your other selves, parts of yourselves. Remember, we're talking about how you're drawing more and more of those aspects of yourself into this one. Allow it to happen and integrate, and just be joyful that you have new superpowers. You know, you're going to start discovering more and more of them as the days go by, and we promise you will. But there are some practices. We don't have enough time tonight to get into them, to the process, but it'll be offered soon. And it'll be offered to you if you want it. So does that help?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for wanting to. So many people are afraid to try, you know. So anyone else? We have maybe time for one more question before we go to the last part of the session. What we experience in these sessions with all of you is that often many of you have the same questions and they get answered as you go on. Did I hear someone else say something? Okay. Would everyone like a tiny break before we go into the interactive part of this, the experiential part of this session. Maybe a 5-minute break.
I can
Okay.
go to the bathroom.
Yeah, comfort break. Let's come back at
Can I make a suggestion?
yes.
That when we go into the meditation that we all mute?
Yeah, no, I will mute you. I'm gonna mute you. This is me coming back through here.
Yeah.
Let's all come back at it's about 8:18. Let's come back at let's just come back at 8:25. Okay, that'll give you enough time to get to the bathroom, get a quick water issue. Thanks, guys.
I see you.
I'm gonna turn myself off for a second so I can go to the restroom. I'll come
on.
back in a second.
Okay.
I think I can turn myself off. Maybe not.
You don't have to. I won't look. Oh, you did it.
Taking a 5-minute break.
All right. Is everybody back?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Jeff, Donna, are you back? Maggie, are you back? Lou?
I am here.
Okay. Okay. What I'm going to,
This is Lou, I'm back.
okay, great. Everybody back?
Yep, I'm back.
Great. And there's Maggie. Great. Okay, so I'm going to mute everyone except for myself. And then I guess we're going to just let the teachers guide you through this process because that's what they want to do. So I highly recommend turning down your lights, getting really comfy, and just allowing this to happen. And we'll come back out when they're finished and kind of debrief with each other. So everybody ready for this ride?
Yes.
All right, here we go. I'm going to mute everyone. And yeah, forgive me, everybody. I'm trying really hard to figure this out. Thought I had it down. I'm too astral right now to be doing this stuff. I need an assistant. Let's see. There we go. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, so everyone just sit back, relax, close your eyes, and take a few deep cleansing breaths with me. As you take that first deep breath in, just draw in the goodness of being with like-minded beings tonight. And as you exhale, allow yourself to kind of release from any tension that's built up from the day or from your week or from your life. As you inhale, feel like you're drawing in light. Just pulling in cleansing light. Fill up your entire body with it. See it light up, and then as you exhale, let that light exit out of your fingertips and toe tips like water from a hose. Just feel all the negativity and the tension and the tiredness and maybe even pain or dis-ease just leaving your physical being. And as you continue to breathe deeply, just breathing in peace and breathing out release, allow yourself to go deeper and deeper into a place of comfort and a nice space of relaxation. It's okay to allow yourself to relax now. It's very seldom that you get to do that. Certainly very seldom that you get permission to do that without the admonition to do other things at the same time. We're such a multitasking group of beings. And yet now is your time to just sink in. So as your eyes are closed, as your body is starting to relax deeper and deeper, let yourself become lighter. Let the human physical body begin to sink into its surroundings, and let your breath bring in the light, and allow that light to dissipate and transmute anything that no longer serves your highest good, and let it drain out of you like water through the fingers and toe tips. Relaxing more and more, becoming more and more comfortable, going deeper and deeper into this dream, into this space of love and peace. Allow your tailbone to relax and unfurl, just like a lizard's tail. See it in your mind's eye, growing longer, going through your clothing and through your skin, painlessly and effortlessly, and sinking down through the layers of what you're relaxing on, down through your floor, down into the earth, deeper and deeper. And as the tail grows longer and begins to go deeper into the earth, just let your body begin to relax more and more. The facial muscles relax as the tail goes deeper through the crust of the earth. The crown of the head opens and relaxes, and it's as if there's a shower of peace flowing down through the neck and the throat, deeper and deeper. Let your shoulders relax, and your arms and your hands and your fingers completely relax and release as the tail goes through all the geologic layers of rock. Maybe you even feel little sand crumbles and little quartz crystals as your tail moves deeper and deeper into the heart of Mother Earth. And as the tail goes deeper, you begin to feel your chest and your upper back, your belly and your lower back relaxing, releasing, letting go, making space. The tail goes deeper into the darkest places of the earth, and you feel the temperature changes as you go deeper and deeper. And it's fascinating and enjoyable to go on this exploration deep into the heart of the planet that you are part of. And as the tail goes deeper, ever deeper, more and more close to the heart of Mother Earth, your pelvis, your hips, your glutes, your legs, your ankles, feet, and toes relax completely. And soon the temperature changes again and you begin to see light. And it may be a different colored light from where you were before. And you feel a beautiful pulsing resonance here. And at the center of all of this magnificence, you see the beautiful jewel that is the beating heart of Mother Earth, dear Gaia, our beautiful planet. And your tail wraps around this jewel comfortably and easily, effortlessly and harmoniously. And you feel a strong and relaxing vibration coming from the heart of Mother Earth, working its way up through that tail, up, 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 up into all the layers of the earth, up into your body, through the tailbone, up your spine, into all of your bones, going down into the pelvis, the legs, the feet and the toes, up into the belly and the back, up into the chest and the back, the shoulders, the arms, fingers, and hands. Feel that beautiful pulsing resonance fill your throat and your neck, and relax them and heal them and strengthen them into your jaws, into your face, into your sinuses, into your brain. And let the light shoot out of every follicle of every hair on your head and out the fingertips and toe tips, forming a beautiful ball of light around you. Now you are coherent with Mother Earth's resonant field. You're feeling the beat of her heart in your heart. And you begin to feel more and more relaxed. You feel at one with the planet, all of her inhabitants. And this resonant field begins to strengthen you with an almost crystalline property. It's as if all of your cells are becoming like crystals, being programmed with all sorts of new and exciting wonders, powers, if you will, stored deep in the heart of Mother Earth just for you, now coming into your heart, into your cells, into your atoms. Feel the pulse resonating and resounding through you. You can feel that pulse. And then again, through the open crown of the head, begin to feel another light coming through, melting and blending with this energy, all through the body, down through the head, the spine, into the bones, into the organs, the systems, the muscles, the glands. This light coming from the cosmic heart, the heart of all that is, pulsing also with a strength and a wisdom that is unparalleled. Feel these two energies blending at the heart, your heart, and again radiating out and forming this beautiful impermeable bubble of light that surrounds you, protects you, and yet is always radiating outward to help the fields of everyone you come in contact with. Feel the pulse of these blended, magnificent lights. And then allow your awareness, now that you are floating in this bubble of light, to go into your own heart. Go deep into that heart. And allow yourself to float there for a moment, like a fetus in the womb, bathed in love, the highest frequency of love. And allow perhaps memories of deep loving instances to come and join you there, remembering that they don't have to be memories of love with another human being, that they could be a sense of love for a beautiful sunset, or the taste of a ripe berry, or the breath of a small puppy on your face. Allow the memories to come to you now as you float in your own heart filled with unconditional love. Draw those memories in. Give them sensory information. What are the colors? What are the feelings? What are the textures, the sounds, the scents, the tastes? Do this now. And as you're floating here, along with the now deeply entrenched love memories that are coming back to life here in your heart, the amplified heart, Allow the love that is there, that is you, to also connect to the hearts of the people you have been speaking with tonight, the human beings and the not so human beings. Allow yourself, without any judgment or analysis, to feel that connection with these contemporaries, these friends, these family members. Feel your heart touching their heart. Feel as if you are in one large group, experiencing a gigantic group hug there in your heart, bathed in love. Feel it. Feel the unity there. Feel your powers growing there. Feel the trust expanding there. From this unified field now, allow your hearts as one to reach out to the hearts of all the beings on this planet, all of them. Make room for all of them in your heart space. Draw them in like the droplets of mercury coming back to the mother droplet. See them rushing in. And as you do, draw to you also the other parts of your realities that are most pertinent to what you need to further yourself on your path now and in the near future. Allow yourself to be resonant in your frequency with these other selves, these quantum twins, these droplets of your being. Draw everyone and everything in without attachment to who or what they are about. Draw them into your group hug in your heart space now and feel the power expanding and amplifying and bringing you greater joy. If you feel some resistance to allowing anyone or anything to join in to this unified field of love with you in your heart, take a chance and send extra love to their heart. Let it act as a lasso of light, drawing them in. Enfold them in your beautiful heart and feel your love and your power expand. And then feel yourself drawing in the hearts of beings you perhaps can't even imagine that exist. Those beings of light that have such huge hearts of love that you feel as if you are opening up from the inside out and like a flower expanding and exposing the very central part of your being to the universe, shining love everywhere. And the more you shine, the more you give out, the more comes back to you. In an almost toroidal fashion, coming from the center of your being, going outward in all dimensions and coming back through. Feel the momentum of this. Feel the wisdom of the heart, the power of the heart, the unity of the heart, of all that is, which is you. And then lock this feeling in. Allow yourself to be reminded of it over and over again in the moments of your life. Whenever you wish to remember this feeling, simply put your thumb and forefinger together to form a circle and feel the loop of never-ending heart energy flowing through you. From this greatest sense of the unified field of the all that is, to the smallest part of who you are as a human being in the now. Program yourself to feel this at any time when you do this action, what one would call a mudra. Thumb and forefinger together in a circle. Feel the energy of it pulsing through you now. And then allow yourself to release the mudra, to begin to come back into your physical state of awareness, feeling cleansed, balanced, healed even, and certainly much more empowered, much wiser, and excited about the life to come that you're creating. Take a few moments to perhaps wiggle your fingers and toes, to stretch, to yawn, to blink your eyes a few times, and move about. And soon I'll ring a little chime to bring us all back. Okay, that tone you're hearing is a solfeggio frequency. It's 528 hertz. It's the tone of the unlimited heart. It also helps repair your DNA. So, everybody back?
Yes.
How are you feeling?
Wonderful.
Relaxed.
Good. Good. Okay, so that process is, I guess, one form of heart coherency. Basically, it was bringing you into coherence with not just the people that you're exploring with tonight, but and not just with the teachers, but also with your guides, with all the beings on the planet, with the planet herself, and ultimately with the all that is, which of course is you as well. They also threw in there, probably because of some of your questions, coherency with the hearts of some of your other selves, other realities, because some of you requested that. You want to know who your guides are. You want to know who you are in other realities. You want to know, you want to get information. So you're now in a much more coherent state with all of that. And what that does is it amplifies your own pure state, brings your frequency way up so that you're able to be more open to trusting the information that you're getting, be more open to taking a chance and saying, yes, that's absolutely right. Or like one of our friends sometimes will go out to look for craft in the sky at night and say, I want to see one right there. Do it now. And one will flash. That guy's tuned in, so he trusts with a capital T. So anyway, that's what heart coherency does. And you can practice that now. You were given a mudra, what the yogis call a mudra. It's just a simple doing this, thumb to forefinger, and it makes a loop of the heart energy that's going through your body and through your systems. The thumb signifies the all that is, the forefinger signifies all that is, the great cosmic beloved, and the thumb is you, your individual self. And all that's looping through your entire being and coming back and expanding each time you do that. And each time you want to feel the feeling state that you had in that meditation, that journey, just do that mudra, and it'll come back to you. And the more you practice that, the more powerful it becomes, and the more superpowers you'll start noticing yourself having. In other words, ability to talk with your guides, to identify your special abilities, and so forth. Does that make sense? So we have a few more minutes. If anybody wants to ask questions about that process or talk about anything that happened during the process or during the evening, the floor is open. Y'all asleep after that?
I just got really relaxed and probably fell asleep a bit. So I'm looking forward to the recording.
That's good. And it's cool that we have the recording. It'll be really helpful to be able to just fast forward to that part and listen to it. And then, that's a part of your practice too. Just keep doing this as a practice and you will see great changes happening. But I can tell you, and I may have told you this before, Donna, I don't know. A lot of people say, oh gosh, I fell asleep. Now I don't remember anything. Really, I like that because you're getting out of your mind's way. When we're thinking and trying to analyze and trying to control things with our mind, or the ego personality is trying to butt in, we're in our left brain. We're in the analysis state. It's very linear and very rigid. When you actually get comfortable enough to fall asleep, you are absolutely on the other side, where that's where all the magic happens with this work. So don't feel bad if you did. You still absorbed everything, but you did it without analysis and judgment. So, that's very masterful. Good on you. I respect that. It's cool. So just know that you absorbed everything, and you'll deal with it however is best for you. Okay? No judgment about that.
Okay.
Okay.
There was one thing that the one thing that came to mind is, and it always comes to mind in your meditations, is you always say go to a place where you feel loved or felt loved.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really hard for me to recall. So I don't know what that's about, but I'm just going to ask them to bring it to me.
Right. And for each person, it could be different. Like, you don't have to feel loved. Maybe you feel, maybe you recall a state when you felt very loving, or or again, maybe it's when you felt a deep sense of contentment or peace, smelling a beautiful rose or something like that. All of those things generate the same feeling state. We're not talking about, again, the Hollywood, romance kind of love necessary. For the most part, we're not. We're talking about that deep sense of knowing that all is well.
Gotcha.
So, does that help maybe a little bit more
Yes.
for you? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you for asking that, because I'm sure other people have had that experience too, and they're like, "Oh, I can't connect with those words." Anybody else? Or any parting comments that you want to make to the group, since we have about 5 minutes left?
Well, just thank you very much
Oh,
for all of that.
Yes, you took the words right out of my mouth.
Well, thank you. It's always a wonderful pleasure for me to be able to be a helper in this process, no matter what we do. Just to be able to be with a group of people of the caliber that you all are is just, it's my great and deep pleasure. I'm very honored, so thank you.
It's mine too. Thank you for, it's nice meeting everybody, and thank you for this group. It was wonderful. And I hope you have many more, and look forward to the ones that you were talking about with meeting your spirit guides and,
Yeah.
telepathy, of course.
Yeah, I mean,
Past lives. Let's not forget past lives.
I'm really excited too. I mean, I like,
Maybe I'll have a camera next time. Maybe.
oh, it doesn't matter. Gosh, there goes that cute cuckoo clock. I'm really excited. 2 weeks ago tomorrow, I was not in a very happy place at this time of night. I was really pissed off. I'm like, my damn dog broke my leg, and I have a lot of stuff to do. And this is really put, harsh in my buzz. It causes a lot of extra work. Well, I was at the dog park, and my big young dog puppy, weighs about 100 pounds, was chasing another dog was chasing him. They were having a great time, and I was photographing a set of plants, if you can imagine that. I was just standing still, and they smashed into my leg and broke my leg. That's it. It was just, simple. And but anyway, after the initial, trying to get my mind to work with the pain and everything that night, and in the subsequent days, I realized, it's an opportunity to find different ways to do the things that I wanted to do. I don't have to say, no, I can't do them. I just have to find a different way. And it has really expanded my horizon of awareness in how I can accomplish more sometimes by not doing things the way I usually do. In other words, if I'd have had this workshop tonight locally, I'd only have 2 or 3 people come, and I wouldn't have been able to, embrace the rest of you. This is a wonderful thing, but I would have never really thought about doing it this way, because we all get kind of caught up in our ways of doing things. So I'm really grateful for that opportunity, and thank you once again to all of you who came. So
Me too, because then you get to meet other people, in other
Yes.
parts of the world.
Yes, and I highly encourage you to interact with, become friends with these people in your social media or whatever, if you like, do over email or whatever, if you are drawn to speaking with anybody in the group. And this is how we, again, maintain our coherency. So
I really appreciate this format, this online format or telephone, whatever, because you're right. We can meet people that are farther away, and we can fit it into our busy lives a lot easier, just like your life is very busy.
mm-hmm.
We can slow down a little bit and I appreciate not having to drive someplace to see you.
Well, you know what? I get that a lot too, Lou. Thank you for bringing that up. I have many people who want to come to my local events who just don't want to drive at night. Usually I hold them at night, or it's too far. You know, it costs too much time, extra time to commute and get there and back in addition to the time that the thing takes. So this is it. I'm loving this. I think this is kind of fun. And I didn't have to go anywhere.
Hmm.
Hopefully for the next one, I'll actually have the cool, because dang it, I had such a cool background for my thing. It was outer space. It was a supernova. It was so cool. So hopefully I'll have figured out more of the bells and whistles of this chapter.
Yeah, and you don't have to break your leg again to do it.
I'm not breaking my leg again. And
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Sorry that you had to break your leg to have this meeting, but
well, you
I'm
know,
glad we did.
that's how we
Something good always comes, doesn't it?
that's how we double Aries do things. Always in the extreme. It's never simple. I'm coming to accept myself, you know, as I come up into my 62nd year. I'm just like, okay, I am who I am, and I just have to roll with it. Literally, roll with it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. I love and adore every one of you. I appreciate you, and thank you for giving me your time and energy tonight. And usually it takes about 24 hours or less to get the link to the recording, and once I do, I'll send it to each of you. And I hope that you enjoy that, and just thank you very much for all of it. I hope you have a great night.
You
Thank
too.
You
you.
too.
Thank you, Debs.
Bye. So nice to see all of you.
We love you.
Love
We
you
love
too.
you. Bye-bye.
Namaste and Lakesh and all the good stuff. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. It was nice meeting everyone.
Bye-bye.